I share with you a story of a brother who was drowning in a lot of sins. A story of him with a beautiful repent and a beautiful end. One of the brothers who narrated the story tells the story of this young repenter. He says, I was in my car driving through the city in Saudi Arabia, in the city of Riyadh. He says, as I'm driving slowly on my way home from work, I passed through a supermarket. I saw a brother hitting on a girl, gazing at a girl, and they started talking to each other. I said to myself, should I get out the car and give him an advice or no? So I decided to get out the car and advise the brother and give him dawah. Soon as I got off the car, they both saw me, and the girl that was talking to the young man ran away quickly. As I got closer to the brother, he had a scary look on his face. He thought it was one of the girl's family members. So I came to the brother and I said, Assalamu alaikum ya akhi. I'm not the police or a family member of the girl, but I am your brother, and I'd like for you good, and I want to share with you a good advice. So we sat down and we started talking. I talked to him about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and about Islam and the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until his eyes filled with tears. And we decided to exchange numbers. And I went my way and he went his way. 2 weeks later, I was going through my pockets and I found the brother's number. It was early in the morning. So I called him and said, Assalamu alaikum so and so. Do you remember me? He said, how can I forget the voice that has sweetness and calm words when it speaks, and the voice that calls for the right path? So we decided to set up a time to see each other around after Asr. So I had some guests over, and I was an hour late to meet the brother. So I said to myself, should I go because it's already late or no? Then I said to myself, I will not break my promise, and I went to the brother's house. I knocked on the door. His father opens the door. I said, Assalamu alaikum. Is so and so here? His father is looking at me with a strange face. He said, oh my son, we just got done burying him. I said, I just called him this morning. The father said, Ya akhi, my son went to pray Dhuhr at the masjid. He sat there, he prayed Dhuhr and recited Quran. Then he came home and he went to sleep. So by the time dinner came, I went to wake him up, but his soul was already sent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had passed away. Then the father said, my son was drowning in sins. He never used to listen to me. When I used to wake him up for Fajr, I used to wake him up for Isha when he's sleeping. He used to commit sins outside the house and inside the house. But then something happened to him. His character changed 2 weeks ago, and he changed for the good. He started to wake us up for Fajr Salah and make us remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the father said to me, when did you meet my son? I said, 2 weeks ago. He said, you're the one that advised him and talked to him about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I said, yes. Then the father said, let me kiss the head that saved my son from Jahannam. Ya subhanallah. Ya subhanallah. Never, ever in your life judge a person. You never know what could he change into tomorrow. Never hate a brother, never hate a sister. Hate their actions. Correct them, ya akhi. You see something bad, correct it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi, fa in lam yastati' fi bilisanihi, fa in lam yastati' fi qalbihi, wa dhalika ad'afu al-iman." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever of you sees an evil, let him change it with his hands. And if he's not able to do so, then let him change it with his tongue. And if he's not able to do so, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith. Rawai Muslim.